Buenas tardes, YouTube. Welcome to my channel, Better Monday Fasting. In this video, I'll be sharing some information how fasting made me save a lot of money, actually. And it was an unexpected positive side effect of fasting. So I wanted to touch on a little bit on this. Before getting started, nothing I share in this video is medical advice, so please do your own research. Nothing on the channel either is medical advice. Fasting and money. Now it has been 8 years I've been fasting regularly. My baseline is 18-6 intermittent fasting, and on top of that I'll do extended fasts, going from 36-42 hours is like the shortest extended fast I do, and the longest I did was a 10-day dry fast. And I did many, 2 9 days, several 7 days, many 5 days, many 3 days. Also, I've done some week-long. Also, I've been doing a pattern, is the stairs pattern. In that pattern, there are, some 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, depending on how far we go. So so to start with, the intermittent fasting part is just that I don't eat breakfast, I don't eat lunch, I eat only once a day. So one could think, I'm already saving 66% of the money that goes into food, but that's not really the case, because one, it's like I don't do calorie restriction. That means that on my only meal, sometimes I eat the equal amount of what the person eats in one day sometimes. So there is that. And also with the money, a portion of the money I'm saving with fasting, I'm investing in better quality food. Also, I eat keto, so I don't eat carbs, and so that also, it is a bit more expensive, but also it's, you need to eat less. I have to cover for a little bit, because YouTube doesn't want children to appear on the screen. So, and I don't want to edit. I don't, just one shot, and I dumped it on YouTube. So I have to I have to avoid to get children's face on the shot. So but I still think that I save money. I think overall, with the baseline 18-6 of intermittent fasting, I think I'm still eating a little bit less. But on top of that, I skip my OMAD. At the moment, my pattern is I skip 2 OMAD, so I eat only 5 meals a day. So I eat 5 meals a day. That equals to 5 meals. 5 meals a week. That equals to 20 meals a month. And sometimes I don't fast 2 days, but I only fast 1 day. But the most I'm gonna eat in a month is 30 meals. But I usually eat between 20 to 26 meals a month. So now compare it with somebody who eats 3 times a day and snacks. So it's 90 meals versus 26, so I always keep track of my fasting days, and usually it's about like 2 to 3 months out of the year I don't eat, and I'm not even counting the intermittent fasting. So that's huge. I mean, imagine 2 to 3 months. Take your go over your grocery receipts and do the math. How much you will save money if you didn't you spend $0 for 2 to 3 months a year, so there's a good chunk of money that is saved there. And the most exciting part is that I'm not missing out on anything. It's like on the contrary, like everything is working better. So it's like more with less. So there's no situation like, oh my God, I'm not eating, I'm hungry, I can meet my needs, and all. Like, no, it's like it's a choice, and it works better. It works way better with less. So that's a huge thing, and that's where you see that. I mean, are we really eating for ourselves, for our own benefits, or we are eating? I mean, we're taught to eat the way we're eating to make other people rich. Like, that's a question I ask, So because it's just once you start embracing fasting, I mean, the modern way of eating, like 3 meals, the breakfast and all that, it's just insanity. Like, that's what I'm realizing right now. Like, it's just insane. It just doesn't make sense with the human nature, human body. And when you look at our ancestors, I mean, did they have did they have 3 meals a day? I don't think so. They kill one animal, and then they have a big feast, and then maybe for 2 weeks there was until they killed the next animal, there was nothing to eat. So you're gonna save on food, and what I recommend is to invest a portion of your savings in higher quality food. It doesn't have to be luxury items, but get grass-fed meat, get organic eggs, things like that, like good quality oils. I avoid seed oils, but I buy like good quality olive oil, good quality coconut oil. Sometimes I use ghee. So that's for what we're gonna be saving with directly with food. But the savings don't stop there. The savings don't stop there. I'm on a busy avenue. I'm gonna, as soon as I can, I'm gonna take a left. Hopefully, there's a kid. So, the kid censorship, manual kid censorship. So, and but the savings don't stop there, and that I noticed when on the longer fast. So it might not be that obvious with the intermittent fasting, but when I started my longer fast, I noticed that. So back then I was using toilet paper. Oh man, it's like So noisy. So you start using less toilet paper, you're using less soap, you're using less dish detergent, you're using less paper towels, and less, all the condiments like salt, pepper, oils, all those things. So you're using less of everything. So that's when I realized how, even the gloves, like to do your dishes, like they're designed to rip apart after a certain times of using, and all those things you're going to be using less. And that's when I realized like how much revolves around food, like how many items in the household revolved around food without being a food item. It's impressive. It's really impressive. And so when you start doing like in a month you do like you start doing maybe 2 5-day fasts, or one week fast, 1 5-day fast. It makes a huge difference, like in terms of saving money. And that's where I realized like you actually, by fasting you start detaching yourself from the material. And so when I did was doing 9-day fast, my 10-day fast, then I'm like, okay, I'm able to live 10 days without nothing. And then I could live another 10 with, some juices, some water, maybe an apple, like a fruit here and there. And then the rest, 10 days, I could live maybe with salads. And so it gives you a huge amount of confidence. Like I'm like, yeah, so if everything goes south, like for a month, I'll be fine. Even if I don't make $1, even if I don't have any money, like not only I'll be fine, but I'll be productive, because during the fasting I'm like usually very productive, and because you end up with all this time in your hands and energy, and it depends. There are fasts that you'll feel a little bit more tired, but depending on the fast. But in general, like it liberates a lot of energy, because all the energy going into the digestion, now you can use it for as mental energy, physical energy. So that's kind of, so you're saving money on food, you're saving money on household like items. Then you have that confidence that you could that you don't rely on material that much, that if things go wrong, you can make it happen. So then it opens like your mind. You're like, wait a minute, like why am I? Because that's where we're like we're enslaved. Because why people keep their shitty 9-to-5 job? Because they have to pay the bills, and they have to pay food and all that, But once you realize that you can be way more happier and perform better and even generate more money with less, it's very powerful. It opens your mind. You're like, wow, with less I can be more happy and higher quality, can have a higher quality life. So another aspect that I saved a lot of money with fasting is I'm from Switzerland. I'm Turkish. I was born in Turkey, but I'm a Swiss citizen too. I have both nationalities. And And in Switzerland, it's mandatory to have health insurance. It's even if you live on the streets. Like, you know, say you live on the streets and you get the money from the state. First, they want you to pay your health insurance. Like when in 2011 I moved back from San Diego to Geneva, Switzerland. You know, I want to register myself as a citizen who entered the country, you know, saying that, okay, I'm back now. And within 6 days, I got a mail saying, you're welcome back to the country, but please send us your your insurance policy, you know. So that's I call it the Swiss mafia. That's really because you cannot, like, you have to pay insurance, and they decide, you know, you can choose. There are several companies with several different like policies, but depending on your age, depending on how long maybe you haven't been paying, maybe like somebody like me who's gone, so they will punish you for that, you know. And then you'll pay your so then they'll decide how much you have to pay. And it's a horrible system because it's not like, now I have insurance, like everything is free. No. Then depending on how much you pay, there's going to be a threshold. So if you pay a lot per month, your threshold will be lower. But if you pay, like me, the minimum, your threshold is going to be high. So they're going to be like, so say you're paying, I think I was paying like about 400, near 400 Swiss francs a month. But I had the cheapest possible. So if I'm not mistaken, it was like up to 5,000 Swiss francs in a year, everything out of my pocket. So if I go to the doctor, if I have any medical bills, up to $5,000 or 5,000 Swiss francs, I have to pay from my pocket. And after that, they're paying 90%. And they don't pay dental, and they don't pay like eye care. Like the two things that I need, they don't pay. So, man, like 400 Swiss francs, it's in Latin America, it's rent. I mean, in Medellin, for $500, you can live in Poblado with a view, 3-bedroom apartment, furnished. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of money. And that, as a Swiss citizen, you don't have a choice. Like, you have to pay that. Like, there's no way around it. I mean, until you die, there's no way around it. And older you get, more expensive it gets, and more money they're making, you know. So what happened is that I mean, now, like, I don't have insurance, so like I'm saving that money, but so only a part of it is thanks to fasting. I mean, because part of it is because I left Switzerland. Like, without leaving Switzerland, I wouldn't be able to do that. Second is that I live in countries where if something happens to me, well, the medical bills are lower. Like, even if something really bad happens to me, like I don't know, a crash when I'm taking the bus, interstate, I have all my bones broken. Like, I don't know, like I'm kind of guessing, but like with 10, 15, 20 grand, I'll be back. But in Switzerland, no, like the tiniest procedure is going to cost you thousands of dollars. You know? So a part of it is that. But where the fasting comes in is that I gain so much confidence with the fasting with regards to my health that if what happens to me health-wise is not something mechanical, like if I don't break my arm, or if I don't have an organ exploding, or so the thing is modern medicine. I mean, they're really good at mechanical stuff. The other day at the sauna, I was talking with a surgeon guy. If your stomach blows up, your gallbladder explodes, they're really good at fixing those kind of things. Even if you cut off your hand or your finger, they get all the nerves. For that, I mean, total respect to modern medicine. Or broken bones, or dentistry, all that stuff, all my respect. But for everything else, I mean, if tomorrow they say, Ali, you have cancer, yeah, I'm not going the chemotherapy route, If they tell me you're diabetic, I don't so I trust fasting. See, if tomorrow I find out that I have cancer, which I kind of doubt, because with all the fasting I'm doing, I don't think I will get cancer unless I have a blind spot, If maybe there's something happening in my environment, maybe there's a cell phone antenna nearby that I'm not aware of, or something that is affecting me badly and I don't know. Or maybe there's some in the air, the city I'm living, there's something so it could happen even to the healthiest person, But if that happens to me, I go to Durango and Mexico in the mountains, rent a cabin, and I fast for weeks. For weeks. It's not going to be 10-day dry fasting, it's going to be 30-day, 20-something days, it's going to be. And I will try to give a fight that way. I'm not going to pay for chemotherapy. That might harm me more than anything. But that's my opinion. Everybody is free to do whatever they want. But I just don't have faith on that side of modern medicine. Mechanical, yes. All the biochemical stuff, no. So that gives me a lot of confidence, and it's not only gives me confidence, but I don't want to invest, because why do you pay for insurance? Because you're scared, insurance is all about fear. It's what if they break into my house? What if something happens? But more you learn about fasting and health, it's not lottery. It's not health is not lottery. It's not I was walking on the street and I got cancer. No, it's just you've been doing things wrong. Consciously, unconsciously, the things you've been doing, your environment, everything you've been putting in your body there were mistakes. Also, there's the genetic aspect that we cannot change. But I'll never put genetics, age, all those things. Yeah, there are factors, but there are many factors where we can act. So then, when you get the fear factor out, then you're why would I pay for something that I'm not going to use? That's the thing. For me, insurance, I will use it only for mechanical stuff. And like I said before, since I live in Latin America, I calculated since I left Switzerland, I saved, if I had paid the same rate, I mean, you have to keep in mind the rate is going to go up as we get older. If I kept paying the same rate today, I'll be at more than 233, so 32,000 Swiss francs. That's almost 35 grand. You start a business with that, you can change your life with that. And there are kids, so I'm covering. So the business you're not gonna start, somebody else is gonna start. That opportunity. In my opinion, they're kind of. I'm not gonna say they're stealing from you. I mean, they're giving a service, but it's they're. You don't have a choice. So it's a little bit that's why I call the Swiss mafia, because the mafia, they're we're gonna protect you. and you're like, oh, I don't need your protection. No, you need our protection. And so it's the same. So we're gonna protect you. we're gonna protect you against disease, but I'm not gonna be sick. No, but we're gonna protect you. So yeah, so fasting is, I mean, it will save you a ton of money. And lastly, to finish that video, how many minutes we have? It's already, but at least I didn't go too much on tangents this time. More stay focused on the topic. And lastly, I mean, the jackpot, like what the most money you're going to be making, it's well, all the prevention. Because I'm thinking about all the problems I had, like eczema, kidney problems, hemorrhoids, and I did research like why people have, for example, hernia or hemorrhoids, and a lot of times it's because it's the tissue is getting weak, like the acidity of your body making the tissues weaker, and so that's why it pops. So when it pops in your butt, it makes a hemorrhoid. When it pops in your back, it makes a hernia. So all that I don't have anymore. So with all the things that were like minor health problems that I fixed, without knowing it, maybe I saved thousands of dollars, in the future. Or maybe now, like, because it's been 8 years. Now maybe if I had not find out about fasting, now I'll be dealing with all these problems and be unhappy and not, not being able to focus on things that matter to me, and having to deal with health problems. Who knows? Well, we don't know. We don't know for sure. But I think the real investment and the real money you're going to be saving, it's that. Like, you're not going to have eventually all those big problems that people encounter, like a heart attack, a cerebral attack. You're going to lower your chances. Nothing is 100%, But cancer, diabetes, diabetes, like, you got to get the insulin, and so you're making other people rich. Like, that's how I see it. Like, it's just I don't want to say it's a scam, but it's a way to look at health that is very convenient for a group of people. And I don't think the human body, for the biochemical part, for the mechanical part, like, modern medicine is amazing, like really amazing. Like, they do impressive stuff. Like, now I think in China they can do a head transplant. Come on, that's genius. But for everything else, I have zero trust. And or it's going to be solutions like temporary, like just get you have eczema cream, you have dandruff, I'm not going to say the name of the brand, but you're going to get dandruff shampoo, but it's going to come back because it's not solving the problem at its roots. So yeah, that's everything I can think of about fasting and saving money. For now, if I have other ideas, I'll put it. I have a chapter in my book. So the book is, oh my God, it's ready. Like, I have the manuscript, line editing ready. Today the designer sent me all the final package with the design, paperback, audiobook, ebook, you name it. So all that I have. So now today I sent an email to the guy in Nigeria that does the formatting. There's a guy in Nigeria. He's the king of formatting books. Because like sometimes you buy cheap ebooks and like all the spacing and it's inconsistent. It's like the spacing is all over the place. Like, I hate that, and I don't want my I'm already not like a real writer to start with. So I'm putting all my chances, the chances on my side. So when you're reading my book, your eyes are not bleeding, you know. So I got a line editor, but I'm pretty like I'm proud, like, you know, because English is my third language. I wrote everything in English, and I didn't use AI. I use Grammarly, so it uses a little bit of AI, but not in a way that oh, give me the, like, not. I didn't use prompts, you know. I just had a powerful spell checker, and sometimes Grammarly gives you like options like, oh, you could write this better like this, so you choose. So I use that, and then a line editor. She did a really good job. It's a woman. She graduated from UCLA, and she's really busy. Like she's also, like, I think, a little star of line editing. And then first she was like, oh, maybe you should get a developmental, I think it's called like that, a developmental editing first. And then I was like, man, it's adding up, you know, all the costs. Because I was thinking, you know, writing a book it's great because it's free, but you still have expenses. Like if you want to do it in a professional way. But then she read my manuscript and she's like, no, it's fine. Like you don't need developmental editing. And then we went with the line editing. And so yeah, now it's like for the English version, we have everything ready. The last touch is going to be the formatting, and then giving it to Amazon, and then I don't know how much time it takes. So maybe there's a learning curve there too with Amazon, how to publish a book. But yeah, like I'm really happy about that. And now I'm reading the manuscript in Spanish. So we have the Spanish ready. The designer is designing the book covers in Spanish and in Turkish. And then once I'm done with reading the Spanish version, I'm gonna start translating to Turkish. But that's kind of daunting for me because Turkish is, you know, it's very, even with Google Translate, and you know, when you go from, for example, English to Spanish, it's very easy. It's because all the structure, everything is like very similar, and also a lot of the expressions are very similar. So it's not that of a brainer, you know. It's not that challenging. But even though I'm a native Turkish speaker, you know, it's just that the structure of the sentences, it's an Asian language, it's an Altaic language, so it's reverse. So already there, it hurts your brain. And then it's just that we don't say the things the same way. You know, you cannot. And I always see it, you know, like when it's something is like they did a poor job at translating to Turkish. Yeah, I feel like you feel like, okay, in American English they wanted to say that way, and just they try to translate it. You know, it's like it just doesn't work. So I'm even thinking about, it's possible that I might rewrite the book. You know, I just take the main ideas and write it in Turkish. It might be faster. So that's what I have to find out. Do I translate or just forget about translation and just like I'm talking to you right now, like in English, try to explain all those concepts and in Turkish, you know. It might be faster, but then it means that I'm writing another book, you know. It's pretty much that's the challenge. But yeah, I really wanna have it in Turkish, and then I'll see French, maybe. But French-speaking people, they already know everything. So no, just joking. They don't need to read my book. But French, it could be. French can be also. French can also be. Well, right now I want to stick to the languages that I know, because at least I can, you know, I can put my signature underneath, because I can read and say, okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to say. But if you know, if I translate to Mandarin Chinese, you know, I have to trust people, you know, and that's, I don't know how you do that, how you trust people. Like, yeah, I had read a book of, when I was living in California, I was a little bit like homesick, and it was more like in the 2000s, you know, it wasn't like now. Turkey is more on the international stage, has more presence, thanks to YouTube, and so the country, I mean, is doing. There are great things happening in Turkey. But I was at a bookstore, and I saw a book, My Name is Red, from Orhan Pamuk, in English, you know, the English version. And so I bought it because I was like a little bit homesick, and you know, you have, it happens in Istanbul and all that, like, so. But you know what, I mean, it's a great book. Well, up to the middle, like up to a good portion of the book is great. Then I didn't like the end part that much, but it's a great book, and he's a great writer. Like, I heard, like, he takes 1 day for 1 page, you know, one full day of work for 1 page. So it's so he puts in the effort, you know. But I mean, the book is great. Then I read it in Turkish, also got pleasure out of it. But I got this extra pleasure out of the book, out of the US English translation. I mean, the guy did the job, like he was no lazy. I mean, he rewrote the book, you know. So that's when it's, yeah, you know, translation is great. And when you're bilingual and you know the both cultures, it becomes like, yeah, for me it was, I got, you know, while I used to live in San Diego, I would go to coffee shops, and so it's great. Like, for that, US, the West Coast, you know, up to Seattle is great, like, for coffee shops, you know. And yeah, there is that, you know, there was like 30% of extra pleasure because of the translator did a good job, you know, obviously, but also because, yeah, knowing both cultures, you know, it's like you're reading something that was written originally from in your native language, in an environment that you know that it's from your history, and now you're in California and you're reading it in American English, and it doesn't make your eyes bleed. On the contrary, it was like there's added value. There's added value to it, and also, like, the lady who did the Spanish translation, I really like it. She had done another job for me for my band Black Sea Storm. There was a pretty long interview in a Turkish newspaper, and she translated it. I mean, I did the translation on that one, and she did the adaptation. But it was great, like, because I could still hear my own voice, you know. And also because she's from Spain, but she pays attention that it doesn't sound too Spaniard, that it, you know, that it's like a more neutral Spanish, because, well, not that it matters that much, but I mean, I live in Latin America, so I would, like, if I ever promote the book or do something, I don't think it will be in Madrid. It will be probably in Mexico or in Latin America. So yeah, and also I feel more comfortable with the Latin American Spanish, because I learned it with Mexicans to start with in San Diego, and then I lived in Argentina, and also in Mexico. I lived over 3 years in Mexico. I lived in 23 cities in Mexico. I think 99.9% of Mexicans, they don't know Mexico as well as I know. Well, knowing, it's a big word, but yeah, if you have the capacity to travel, you have the luxury to travel, and Also the work. I mean, it's work. I mean, you have to do it. You know. So Mexico is yeah. I'll shoot videos on Mexico. It's a fascinating country, and it's so diverse within the country. You know, it's like it's actually a, because I'm kind of European, you know, and Mexico to me it's like I mean it pretty much has the size of Europe, you know. So you know, you're in Yucatan and then you go to Hermosillo, Sonora. It's different worlds, but there's always that they have this Mexican thing. There's always one thing that is I mean several things that are you know you always feel you're in Mexico. It's really like fascinating country. Okay, now I went on a big tangent, but that was for saving money with fasting, and I think it's a very interesting topic, like because it's the way I see it is like breaking our chains, you know, as modern slaves. Like we're you know, you start fasting, it starts you start breaking your chains. The dog doesn't like me. There's a kitty. And so yeah, so thanks a lot for watching the video. If you made it so far, that far, extra thank you. And yeah, I'll try to get better at you know, at expressing myself in English, and maybe to be more to the point, and hopefully I'll be able to pull it off without editing, you know, because without the canım gel buraya gel. Look at our friend here. Look who's here. Look who's here. Wanna say hello to YouTube? Oh, don't be scared. Oh, she's scared. Oh, maybe I can. You wanna say hi? You wanna say hi? You wanna say hi to YouTube? You wanna say hi to YouTube? I think she's or he, I don't know, hungry. Probably hunger problem. Yeah, so thank you for watching the video. And so yeah, I was saying, yeah, I think the only way around it, if I want to keep that format without editing, is just I need to get better at expressing myself. This is the 12th or 13th video. I'm not sure because I'm always. I did one in this morning, so I think it's the 13th. So yeah, getting getting the message out there. So hopefully I'll get better because I rather, you know, pass my time, you know, talking with you guys. Sometimes I'm grounding, walking throughout the city, than sitting in front of Final Cut Pro and being a geek, you know. That's like the last thing. I mean, I already spend enough time in front of screen, so I don't think life is that. I don't think we're meant to be. And look at her. Janishko. Oi. Ah, I think we're friends now. Oh. Yeah, so yeah, thank you for watching the video, and I see you in another video, hopefully. Have a good one. Thank you.